Polygyny allows you to think differently and deal with different dynamics while requiring that you as a man become more, requiring that you invest in your family, invest in your children, invest in future generations that you will likely never meet. So it requires that of you if you want to do it successfully. Assalamu alaikum, peace. I'm Coach Nazir.
And I'm Coach Fatimah, his wife.
And I'm Coach Nyla. I am also his wife.
We are the founders of Outstanding Personal Relationships, as well as authors of the book, Let's Talk Polygyny Uncensored. And we also hear that we are their favorite relationship and polygyny coaches. So that's super dope. All right. So we come to you again with a very important topic, and I'm going to hand it off to Coach Nyla.
Okay, well, I don't know how important it really is, but it's about gratitude and being grateful. However, talk about being grateful in polygyny. Is that even a thing? Can you be grateful in polygyny? Well, I guess I'll say as wives or anything like that. But I'm excited about this because this is something that is personal. We've done a number of videos about benefits of polygyny and how polygyny can benefit wives, how polygyny benefit husbands, how it don't only benefit the husband, these type of things like that.
Benefit children.
And children. But in this video, it's more of a personal thing of what are we grateful for? And it's so many for me, so I'm not going to go into all these different things, but I'm going to probably pick one or two or something like that of why I am grateful for polygyny and being in a polygynous family, or so to speak. And one of the main things is the togetherness of it. I am used to being a part of a big family, and that big family consisted of cousins and siblings and all that other stuff. So we were blended anyway. So I'm used to that. And I wanted a big family. At least I thought I wanted a big family. And I'm pretty sure I still want a big family. So yes, and now I'm part of it and I love it. And I'm very grateful for that because I learned different personalities. I learned how to, and something flying in my face. I learned about different personalities. I learned about how to deal with different things and how to realize that it's not always what you see is what you get, so to speak. And this is what I mean by that, is that we have a lot of introverts in our family. And sometimes introverts can be looked at as standoffish sometimes. I know I'm one of them. And I heard that that was actually like a title that was given to me sometimes. But it's not that way. You start to get to know them and you know how beautiful they are inside and how just nervous they are talking to people and all these other things like that. So learning different people and learning different personalities has been a great benefit for me because it's allowed me to connect better with people and get out of my introverted shell. And it allowed me to learn about other people and how they operate as well and to teach others. So I'm very grateful for that part, as well as just our families coming together and being one big family. So yeah, that's my part.
For me, mine is a little bit more macabre than that, meaning it's going to get dark really fast. For me, I don't want to sound redundant, so I'm not going to repeat everything Coach Nyla said. Although I did not sign up for polygyny, I see the wisdom in it. And I think that's important. I mean, over time, you can look back and you can go, oh, okay, I get this. I get why I needed it now and why I can benefit from it. And I'm not speaking of Coach Nazir and him being a grown man. And I said, well, something happened to me. I don't think about, oh, he's going to be so lonely and he's going to be, I think more about my children. So I said, who's going to nurture them if something happens to me first? I don't have an 8-ball. I don't know what's going on. I don't know who's going to go first, but somebody got to go. And not that kind of 8-ball, y'all. No, the 8-ball. I know what I said. Yeah, the magic 8-ball. Not an 8-ball or anything, YouTube. I ain't never been about that life. Your girl's clean. I think about those things. As we know, we're not born into the world right now. We're on our way out of the world. I thought about, okay, if something happens to me, who's left to nurture my children that are, of my minor children? My son's taller than the 3 of us now, but my 9-year-old, I was thinking, I'm like, well, he has my co-wife. She'll know what to do because she knows him. And his sisters will know what to do. So I don't have to worry in that regard. And before I did, because there was not a female that was practicing Islam that was close to me. My relatives are so far from Islam, it's not even funny, but I said, okay, who's left? And at that time, there wasn't anybody because I'm still raising my daughters along with Coach Nazir. And I'm like, well, they don't have a female role model in the family that could help them if something happened to me. And I said, now I don't have to worry about it. I just got to make sure I go. How can I make sure I go first? I don't know who's going to go first, but we think about it. And Coach Nyla and I have talked about this. If something happens to Coach Nazir, it's not, okay, see you around, I'm out. I'm going to take my kids, you take your kids, and we're out of here. This has been real. We're still family regardless. So we know we have each other. But if we think about it as mothers, who's going to have whose children if one of us goes first? Somebody has to. Somebody has to. So that gives me more peace of mind in my heart that I don't have to entertain that thought anymore. I feel good. I feel good. And I don't trust everybody. It's very rare for me to offer that part of me because I scan people. And once I'm done scanning you, I'll find out if I like you or not. And I like Coach Nyla a lot. And I love her so much. So I'm not worried. And I know it's so funny because you know, like our friends and relatives go, dang, they know how much that takes a lot for someone like me to say. So I understand introverts because I'm an extrovert. But I got the heart of an introvert. Like I get them. I get them. So that part of polygyny and having that support system, if something happens to one of the 3 of us, then we know. For all the words that our introvert children don't say, there's a lot they're willing to do for their family. So they show it through action. And I know they'll come through for any one of us. So that feels good to have more people to love and more people to help. Inshallah.
Pardon interruption. Let me ask you a question. Do you think that you could thrive better in the community that's more supportive? Now, I already know the answer to that. But did you know that Outstanding Personal Relationships actually has a community that is supportive and where we really hang out a lot? It has a number of areas and things like, for example, I deal with the men in the Kings and Men section where we discuss a number of different men issues, whether it's polygyny related, parenting related, whatever it may be. This is where we communicate and connect.
And as an introvert, I love the idea of an online community. So we have that. And to be able to speak with like-minded people, speak with other wives, wives, whether you're an incoming wife, whether you're a first wife, you're a wife, period, in general, you only practicing monogamy, whatever the case may be, to be able to be in a community with people who understand what you're going through, understand any type of issues you have, and also being in a place where you have support from others, where it's not all over social media for everybody else to see.
Yes, and it is a safe space. So if you guys want to see us or if you want to connect with us, come to our community.
Indeed. And like they said, it's private. All right. So you don't have to worry about your stuff being all over the place or all on social media, trying to find the comments and go scroll. We have the subjects. We have all this type of stuff. Just go to outstandingpersonalrelationships.com. Look on the top of the page. Click on community. We look forward to seeing you there. Back to the video.
Follow that up.
You gonna say something?
That's what you said. That I was like, I thought about that too, because if you guys follow us enough, you guys know that we talk about bonus children, and I actually I had 2 children before I married Coach Nazir. So to have that where I know that they love them as their own biological children, and they have that. They have this support system. They have these other siblings and stuff. It's a beautiful thing. Like I said, I'm grateful for a lot of it. And when Coach Fatimah talked about the children part and having each other's backs, to look at that, because that was a thing that I was like, man, I want my children to have these siblings. I would love for them to be able to have these bonds and create these bonds, and to see that is so beautiful, and just to see it in these different aspects. It's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. So yeah, like I stated before at the beginning, there's a number of things that I can be grateful for. And it's not just because I am an incoming wife and a second wife. No, it's just that you see the wisdom, like Coach Fatimah said, you see the wisdom behind it. But then when you watch the kids grow in it, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful to watch.
And our girls are, again, they're quiet about how they love people, and they'll pat, hug, and, I love you, but they're not going to be gushy and squishy and, all this stuff, but they will pull your head off about their bonus siblings and their brothers. And it's without question. And once I saw that it was without question that our youngest, Coach Nyla's youngest little daughter was ready to just put a woman in a headlock over my co-wife's son, who towers over her at a park. I believe it was last year sometime. And she was like, and she didn't have to talk to him like that. And I was like, well, dang, you about to catch a case. And she was, because he's so kind that she saw this abuse in this woman, and she was like, oh, not today. You're not going to abuse him mentally today. Because she just to see her be there for him, it meant a lot to me, because I'm like, oh, she's not as vicious as I thought. But she did something in a good way for him. And he's always remembered that. Because I don't think he really expected it, but he found out that she was ready to handle that. And she did. And I love that they had each other in that moment, because it was just the two of them in that moment. And to just have that bond where it's like, look, they're not related through biology, but honey, that's her big brother, and she was about to hurt somebody about it. And that was the end. That's where it ended. So I'm grateful that they've bonded in that way. Yes.
Anything else you was gonna say? Yeah, all right.
No,
Just
we
making
waiting
sure.
on you.
All right. For me, I would say that looking at it as the ability to continue unplugging from the matrix. The first thing, of course, to unplug from that was accepting Islam, becoming Muslim, and really expanding on the entire worldview. But Islam providing you this thing that is normal, it's natural to who you are as humans, as men and women, and all the wisdom that comes along with it. And polygyny is a part of that. So unplugging from the matrix means you're not locked in these social constructs that people think are the normal and best way to live, even, living it in suffering from cognitive dissonance when you see the effects, the negative effects, whether it be the single family homes, whether it's those fathers that are not around, whether it's those women who feel, I'm just tired of the dating pool and this and that, because you're giving it up and catching bodies and away from morals, or getting taken advantage of by people, or you are the one on the prowl, taking advantage of people and you're the predator. So disengaging from that system, polygyny allows you to think differently and deal with different dynamics, while requiring that you as a man become more, requiring that you invest in your family, invest in your children, invest in future generations that you will likely never meet. So it requires that of you if you want to do it successfully. And obviously we're not talking from, just doing it just for sake of doing it. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about building family and building. All right. That's constructive. So for me, it's the continuing to unplug from that same matrix, that same system that people complain about, whether it's men complaining about, having the financial resources and the desire to marry again, and just being locked into this social construct. It's like, no, you can't do that, and da-da-da. And all of a sudden, just by expressing it, there's a problem in the household, or looking at it as, all right, you want to have more children, or whatever it may be. You know, it has so many answers and solutions to this simple human issue that it's just unplugging from that matrix where people, you know, just willingly choose to jump in. So I would look at it from that perspective. That's my take.
So yes, there are a number of ways and reasons and things like that to be grateful for this form of marriage that is known as polygyny, that is not getting this fair share of airplay and is looked at as monogamy's evil twin. But being able to share our ideas with you, share our lessons, share our family lives, at least a little bit of it, on this channel and in our different communities and things like that has definitely been a labor of love and a blessing. And I'm grateful for that. I never thought that. It's kind of like you say the best thing you never knew you needed. So, you know, alhamdulillah, I'm so happy about it. So that's me. So until next video, hope you guys got some good information from this video. And if you made it this far, congratulations in the comments.
Share with us why it's beneficial, why you think it would be.
Yeah.
If you're not in polygyny or someone you know that is in polygyny.
Yes, I think that's really good because sometimes it helps us open up our mental spaces and not look at things so one-sided. So those, whether you practice polygyny or not, put in the comments, you know, what ways that you think that polygyny can be beneficial in your eyes, in your mind, even just going, you know, even if you have to think a little hard on it, just go ahead and do that. Open up your mental space on that. So put that there.
And if for some reason you're unable to find something that people can find to be grateful for polygyny, you could also put, I don't see any. She's probably gonna put it anyway.
Right.
All right, it's not gonna be beneficial, but you can put whatever comments you know you want down there, other than something that's disrespectful or trolling. But you know, I would also suggest to disassociate, get out of yourself for a minute from your own perspective. If you're struggling and having issues with seeing this form of marriage, no matter who you are, look at it from a societal perspective more than, you know, an individual perspective.
Indeed.
Because again, none of us are an island unto ourselves. So perfectly, again, you got some good gems. Make sure you're subscribed, hit that bell to get notified. And if you want to go deeper with us, we'll be in our private community. So you've already seen that. We would encourage you to join us there. We're going to rock out some GLC.
The link is in the description, so make sure you check that out. Make sure you are growing intentionally,
loving fearlessly,
and connecting on a higher level every single day.
Assalamu alaikum.
Peace.